what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another cryptocurrency video. Today we're going to be talking about Algorand, which is of course a cryptocurrency that has seen some pretty good traction recently after putting in a high of right below $2, peaked out at around $1.84 on Binance. Since then it's stabilized. It fell a little bit lower, but it still has a nice amount of support here on this 200-day moving average where it found a lot of buyers, and that's currently at around 95 cents. So we're going to talk about if we could fall below this, see a bit of a bigger drop, or if we're going to be heading higher, what I expect to happen in the next year or so, and also my long-term outlook on Algorand. Right now, Algorand is at the 36th market cap spot with a market cap of just under $3 billion. And we're going to look a little bit at, of course, the project, what it's working on. It's seen a tremendous amount of growth in terms of its blockchain itself, the users, the applications that have joined it, etc., etc. And we're going to talk about that because, as you know, right, the amount of value that's locked up on the blockchain, the amount of applications and users will directly correlate to an increase in the price of Algorand and, of course, an increase in its market cap, right? It's all correlated in that sense. And if we take a bigger outlook at the actual chart, right, we can see that Algorand has really sort of livened up, if you will, and has actually started to show some more significant strength. For the longest time, it was a coin that was very suppressed in price, around 30 cents or so, and it would get some run-ups, but then it would just fall back down. Now we finally saw it break out of that pattern, and it has a lot more action going on than ever before. And also, I should point out, if we look at, the high over here that it reached when it initially launched at $3.17, we've actually never tested that price level yet. So I expect it to be heading to that and above for a full completion of the cup and handle pattern that we've been seeing, right? And we're going to take a look at that later in the video on the more detailed chart. But as always, if you are interested in purchasing or investing in Algorand, make sure to check out Binance. It's the #1 exchange in my opinion. It's the exchange I use personally. And as always, pretty much the best prices are going to be on Binance. It has the most volume. So that is where I buy all my cryptos personally. I'm not sponsored by them. It's just my own personal recommended. So if you want to check out Binance and buy or invest in Algorand, I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. With that being said, right, just taking a look at some extra details, we're going to look at a couple news pieces that I think are really important to bring up. So first off, we can see that the Algorand price strengthens as institutional investors back the project. And this is big for a few reasons, but what we're going to see is that Algorand has actually seen an increase in very recent times, whereas the general market fell quite a bit. Now, we've got some big funds that have now invested in the Algorand ecosystem, right? Specifically, Arrington Capital, which is one of the #1 crypto funds and has been around for a long time, has pledged $100 million to invest in Algorand-based initiatives, right? And they're calling this the Algorand Arrington ALGO Growth Fund, right? So that's going to empower the ecosystem. That's going to, support projects, probably some DeFi projects, etc., that will grow and make Algorand a competing blockchain with, of course, things like, Binance Coin, Ethereum, etc., right? Cardano. So I was also actually going to mention as well that Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, has actually spoken highly of Algorand, and it seems to be a blockchain that he likes. He seems to like the founder, Silvio Micali. So basically, Algorand is a respected crypto, and it just hasn't seen the same amount of increase as some other coins did, right? And to be honest, right, not to bash Cardano in any way, but to be fair, there's no reason why Algorand shouldn't be at the market cap that Cardano is at, right? So there's definitely a bit of a problem there. Either Cardano needs to fall back down or Algorand needs to catch up. And if anything, right, I'd be inclined to say more that Algorand should catch up to at the very least, a $10 billion market cap at minimum, and honestly, probably 15, 20 million, etc., right? I think it should really be a 15 to $20 billion blockchain right now based on the potential that I'm seeing for Algorand. And it just hasn't seen the same amount of adoption by, retail money yet, but that will probably be coming in as more applications are built on it because it is a fully, functioning blockchain that has already huge projects like USDC coin and USD Tether that are already running on Algorand. So those things are key And we're also seeing a lot of attention on proof of stake projects, right? Projects like Solana, Cardano, of course, Binance Coin, right? Ethereum. These proof of stake projects that are powering DeFi are the hottest right now. And, it's a strong, fierce competition, but Algorand has everything it needs, in my opinion, to compete with these. So that's why, if we look at, we're going to see this in a second, right? The fact that they are actually supporting the ecosystem, Arrington XRP Capital, you're going to see what they said about the actual Algorand project, right? Because it was a pretty interesting quote, in my opinion, if I can find it here, where basically, let's take a look at this right here. Our LPs include several parties who align with the Algorand vision and want to support the expanding ecosystem with new offerings. We may also bring on additional investors. Additionally, I am personally investing in the fund. So you're seeing a lot of institutional money flow into Algorand. That is the first thing that I wanted to point out. They're already having some, DeFi applications such as Yieldy that are starting to launch. And we are also seeing, we see ourselves as sort of helping with this bridge between banks, firms, and DeFi. Now, Algorand seems to be very much liked by institutions and enterprises. Some people may like that, some people may not, but enterprises and companies seem to be using Algorand even more than retail crowd. So that's also something that I wanted to point out. Also here you can see the kind of comparison between XRP and Algorand is honestly a nicer bet in my opinion. It's all on layer 1, right? It's already there functioning with the smart contracts, etc. And it just has less drama surrounding it than XRP, right? We've got fast transactions, huge scalability, etc. And it's already all running. You don't need to wait for anything to improve. Also, the exact quote that I wanted to show you here is this quote right here, right? We are inspired by the traction that Algorand has in the market right now with unmatched tech. That's a pretty big comment, right? He's saying basically that it is competing or better than all of these other blockchains such as Binance, Ethereum, etc. Robust developer resources and a vision for long-term sustainability. That has to do with the carbon negative that they are currently under right now. And that's a big deal because proof of work has come under fire for using dirty energy sources. Algorand, that is proof of stake, does not have that problem. So they really think that it's going to be the future of finance. And going back to that quote over there where he said that it has the best tech. Also, take a look at this, right? The Arrington Algorand Growth Fund represents yet another key strategic pillar in supporting the momentum of those building on top of what we think is the best technical platform for regulated DeFi and the future of finance. Now, this is the COO of Algorand who said that, so of course he's going to speak highly of it. But really take a look at this line right here, best technical platform, which basically the Arrington founder agreed with, for regulated DeFi and the future of finance. This is a big deal, right? If he uses the word regulated DeFi, so I don't know about that, but just the fact that he's talking about DeFi and the future of finance and basically the best, fastest, cheapest, most efficient platform for that is a huge deal, right? If that's even somewhat true, we're going to see a lot of money come into Algorand because DeFi is the main thing right now in crypto. There's no bigger money-making opportunity, in my opinion. We can also see this tweet here. By running USDT and USDC on Algorand, users can transact in their preferred US dollar-backed stablecoin at a fraction of the cost and time. Also, the growing list of network partnerships and investments from players in traditional finance suggests that ALGO is well positioned to see future growth as the blockchain sector continues adoption and the crypto market recovers from its recent sharp correction. So that should have given you a very good idea on a lot of things that are happening right now surrounding Algorand and with the blockchain itself. I'm not going to go into huge details of the website here. I just want to go through some of the basics. We're going to take a look at the real-time metrics. I want to show you how much the ecosystem is growing. They have plans for DeFi, they've got plans for institutional finance, and they even have plans for government and CBDC coins, right, and money. So FutureFi on Algorand is what they're calling it, right? The ability to create and deploy tokens, NFTs, stablecoins, securities, even they're securitizing a lot of things, right? Creating tokenized versions of securities or whatnot, simple and cost-effective payment structure, and create new financial tools, protocols, and services, obviously sort of hand in hand with DeFi there. And all of that, right, is just absolutely huge. Those are the biggest things right now in crypto, the biggest things that need to be solved, right? And also take a look at this core layer 1 protocol. Algorand's unique proof of stake consensus mechanism provides the security, scalability, speed, and finality needed as financial systems modernize. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's all on layer 1 as well. Also a huge advantage of Algorand compared to its many competitors, right? And let's go ahead and take a look at the actual metrics here that you're going to see now that Algorand mainnet is fully live. We have, peak transactions of 1,160 transactions per second. Keep in mind that is not the peak it can handle. It can handle much more than that, at least 50,000, but that is just the current high in the last 7 days. We can see the amount of transactions in the last 7 days, right? Almost 7 million. Also, take a look at this. This is a big deal. We're seeing a slow but steady uptrend finally on the actual amount of transactions over time. So this is another thing that I wanted to point out. I expect this to start to even gain some momentum and really start taking off more vertically. Also, huge increase, very steady as well, on the actual amount of addresses on the network that's growing very rapidly. Also, we can see the amount of standard assets on Algorand as well. This is a little bit harder to see, but it is growing steadily, and all these things as well, right? You can see the amount of decentralization, not the most it's ever had, but we're talking about over 2,200 nodes, so still impressive nonetheless. And those are just the fundamentals behind Algorand. Let's go ahead and jump over to the price chart here, talk a little bit about what's going on, right? So I'm going to point out some of the good things, some of the bad things. We did have a little bit of a downtrending pattern here on the RSI, and we actually broke out of that. We're right now sort of dipping right below this line. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. Even if we did see a drop down to 60 cents or even 50 cents, I don't really see us going much lower than that in a worst case scenario. And to be honest with you, we have a huge amount of support right here around 75 cents. So even a move below 75 cents, which we already bounced off of basically 3 times, so it isn't even sure that we will move below that, but even a move to that is going to be hard right now, and let alone a move down to 50 cents. We've seen the money come in. There seems to be a pretty nice floor around this 75 level at least, and honestly even $1 is starting to really become strong support. 90 cents as well. We've got a lot of support levels, and actually I should be putting all of these in so you can see, right? This isn't just one support level. We've got several support levels that are holding up the price of Algorand, and really right now we're in this bigger pattern right here between $1.60 and 90 cents. So expect a lot of up and down movement in this pattern right here for a while. This could last for months, to be honest. But what you need to realize is that obviously altcoins are very correlated to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps end of year, which I think is very possible, we're going to see a huge run up in altcoins. And I think Algorand more and more is going to start outperforming the market in both bearish times or weaker times, and also when the market does well, right? So I'm expecting, very, very strong performance from Algorand. And in terms of actual, price prediction itself, like I said, look at the high over here, right? That high above $3 that we had put in. I think that at the very least, we're going to be testing that in probably the next year or two, at the very most. And even I think we should be heading higher, right? Algorand should be $5 right now. I think it will be $5 in the next 1 to 2 years. And I think we might even be heading to $10 plus on Algorand in the next 3 to 5 years. So very bullish on Algorand. I think that any drop lower, if we do end up seeing a move down to 75 cents again, or even a bigger drop down to 50 cents, which to be honest, I'm looking at the chart right now. We completed this initial cup and handle pattern, broke out, right, pull back down to the support level. I will say right now, I don't think we're heading back down to 50 cents. At the very most, we would bounce off the 75 cent support. And honestly, right now, it doesn't even look like we're going to go back really below 90 cents. So I think at the worst, some consolidation for Algorand. And in a good case scenario, expect it to start moving in the higher end of this range, above $1.20, and look for that breakout above $1.60. That's really what's going to spark the next big breakout to new all-time highs. We're talking $3.50 plus. really, the move that's going to spark us to $5 plus will be the move once we break above $1.60. With that being said, this is the end of this video. Like I said, if you are interested in actually purchasing and investing in Algorand, make sure to check out Binance. Link to that in the description of this video. Also check out my technical analysis master course for live cryptocurrency market updates. And make sure to follow me on Twitter for live crypto market updates. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe and have a great day. I'll see you next time.